Smiling Broadly by the newly formed moniker of Hazel, formerly under the name Twinkle Park, brings a confident sucker punch of an EP. With the runtime just over 15 minutes, listeners will be taken on a tour of the various influences Smiling Broadly has reinterpreted into a universe of its own. I'll take a second to mention, as this is likely the first review of the project that I could find, this may be your first hearing of Smiling Broadly. You may know this work under its artist, Hazel. If not, I highly recommend that you check out their ever-expanding catalog of work, which is not limited to music. Hazel has introduced myself, as well as others, to countless hidden gems. A quick story. I forget which video, but for a second in one of hers, she showed a waveform of her favorite Boris song, a band I had heard of, but had yet to pull the trigger. So I dove right into the massive wall of Just Abandoned Myself. And yes, the 18-minute version. I also knew I was in for a real treat when I found out Hazel was part of the fucking remix album of my favorite Run for Cover artist, Glass Beach. Let's begin the review. Impish Thing kicks off the project with upbeat anthemic guitars, simulating horns, clashing drums, and a story about infatuation. There's a line about clothes being strewn on the floor into growing piles, and the chorus essentially spilling your guts with an immense profession of love. Like when you love someone and simply being as close as possible to them is no longer enough. The chorus being so hard to catch the rhythm of made this one so much fun to sing along to. Puke, 106% true speed. This houses a foreshadowing from the first song, Spilling Your Guts, and is overall too fucking sick with its guitar tone, chords, and overall riffing. The verses with words of memory are colored by distant reverb and shimmering tremolo to really sell how far away they feel. Then you're smacked right back into reality with the chorus. There's a killer solo into the breakdown, and I really love the overlapping and sped up intro here. Overcast settings in, the city smells, and I'm so sick of myself. I like the joke of 106% true speed because it's so specific. This song really stuck with me far beyond when I was done listening, and with how many layers are plastered to the inside of my headphones after this sick tune, I'm not surprised to hear a new flavor every time. Love Slave is a cover by the musical group Under 17, and for the real heads, it's the opening for Dear S. The cover is quite faithful and even features a different Vocaloid, which is a nice touch. Hazel's absolute bit-crushed bass tone here is the driving force throughout the entire song, which is perfectly set up for the black metal breakdown. Spoiler. In the original, you are expecting this, but to be brought to this degree of black hole-sucking heaviness was really uncalled for. Thank you for tearing apart the universe and putting it back together for this song. For me, Patterns of Behavior is by far the most interesting because of the mystery behind it. No lyrics have been officially released for any Smiling Broadly song as of yet, but with the first two singles, you can mostly make out what is being said. Patterns of Behavior begins with an immediate shift in tone, displaying prowess to command a synthesizer across multi-synapses of layers in time. A few instances I can hear a narrative about behaviors of caretaking. Please watch your step, and I'm so glad you came out. And then there's also contrast. I feel so goddamn loathsome when you're not around. My favorite is Your Lips Grace Mine, and then the chorus, the chugging chorus. It's a very good way to equate the lyrics as its own instrument. In this song, Smiling Broadly flexes their ability to transport you. The breakdown after such a fast and generally upbeat intro into a cosmic ethereal ocean of transferring data, riding waves, and crashing into the final solo, a massive wall of bit crushed guitar, hopefully utilizes your speaker's natural ability to break up at higher volumes, if you catch my drift. John Fenneth is the closing track, and an ambient work with neat and stimulating drum patterns, evolving into a melody with a steady, chiming beat. After a moment of microscopic tones, we are introduced to the closing line. Okay, maybe I'm just delusional. Either that or I've never had good ricotta before. I've probably crawled through the comment section of the EP hundreds of times, so this video serves as a love letter not only to the EP, but to the fans who also share the same feelings. That being said, I've read that the artist prefers to keep the lyrics close to the chest, and I can appreciate that and respect the artist. Hazel's lyrics are another instrument in the mix, and juggling the workload on its own is incredible. My closing thoughts on this are as follows. Wow, holy cow. I really have nothing else to say about this EP, but to highly recommend you give it a listen if you are into any of the following. Cozy RPGs, dating simulators, Ace Attorney, Vocaloids, cute anime girls, noise rock, emo, I don't know. It's fucking cool, dude. And I think it's very modern and somehow internet retrospective while being very tender-hearted. I'd really love to see a physical vinyl copy of this, but I suppose I can also look forward to the next full release of Smiling Broadly.